Unfortunately, it's a cloudy day again. Today I'm heading to Gorak Shep. I also gonna ascend Mount Kala Patthar, which is, I think, something like Mount Elbrus in Russia. And maybe, I hope so, I also will ascend that mountain tomorrow in the early morning to meet the sunrise above Mount Everest. Because from Mount Kala Patthar, Nubze, Everest, Pumori, and Amadablam, they are all visible in good weather. This is like the main point on the entire Everest base camp track. This would be great acclimatization for me. Of course, it's kind of hard to make this mountain twice, but the big question is weather. In these conditions, I probably won't be able to see the top of Mount Everest, which is like somewhere behind that Nubze Ridge. On the way to Gorak Shep, there is Dingboche pass that we need to ascend. You see how people struggling with altitude. They are walking slowly. So I'm now at the top of Dingboche pass. Oh, there's a dog. That's Kumbu Icefall, and that's pretty much where Everest base camp is located. That green hill is Mount Kala Patthar. You see how small it is? Even though it's more than 5,000, even though it's taller than 5,500 meters. But that's because it's surrounded by another mountains, and they are way taller. Like Hanno Pumori, like Nubze, like Everest. The trail is kinda winding now, and it's quite narrow. Many trekkers, many groups of trekkers, and that's why sometimes traffic jams happen. Yeah, the beaten path. Oh yeah, I see it. Gorak Shep. And Kala Patthar mountain, just a little bit to the left. You know, I'm feeling quite good. Maybe not perfect, maybe not 100% perfect, but definitely good so far. And I think that radial hike that I did day before yesterday on Tunangartsangri top, where I was taking stunning pictures of incredibly beautiful Amadablam mountain, that radial hike impacted me in a good way. I'm gonna show you how my room looks like in Gorak Shep. And suddenly they have single room.
It was a very tiny room and lodge owners did not have a key from it, but there was an electric socket inside and that made all the difference. So you can charge your devices in Gorak Shep at 5,100 meters in your room for free. That's incredible. Normally charging in a dining room at higher villages will cost you a lot of money, it will take a lot of time because electricity is generated by solar panels and because of low power. And if you want to charge your power bank, you can be refused sometimes.
So the weather did not improve. It's pretty much the same as it was maybe 3-4 hours ago. It's snowing and I don't know what to do. Probably we'll go to Kala Patthar because you know it's kind of boring sitting in the dining room. It's cold there and it's very expensive, but I think there are two ways to warm yourself up. Either you should zip in your sleeping bag or you should walk. I prefer the second way because it's also very good for your acclimatization. There are no views, and probably I will go to Kala Patthar only for sake of acclimatization. They are so big. So I think it's 2:20 p.m. and pretty much everybody descended down from Kala Patthar mountain.
Apart from Mount Kala Patthar, many trekkers also hike to Everest Base Camp and the beginning of the Khumbu Icefall. In 2017 we also did that, but honestly I wasn't impressed with the views and atmosphere of Everest Base Camp. Maybe that's because we were exhausted. Anyway, this time I preferred Mount Kala Patthar only, but as you remember I was going to ascend it twice.
And there's the summit. I think it's not far away, maybe half an hour of walk from here. I think I can feel the altitude now, especially when I'm walking and speaking simultaneously. So I reached the summit. It's like 5,545 meters. I probably will stay here within half an hour, maybe an hour, and then we'll start my descent down. Actually, we need to climb a bit more. It's kind of scary here, but I will try to stick with the rock center. You see, there's Kala Patthar plate here. Wow, 5,643. So could you remind me please the altitude of Mount Elbrus? 5,600 and... oh, I don't remember. Whew. Okay. So I will return to my backpack, drink some water, some tea. Here's Pumori, much closer than it was before. A couple of lakes. Everest Base Camp somewhere in that moraine. And Khumbu Icefall and way probably to advanced camps and to the western CVM. Or Western Kum, I'm not sure. And then Nubze and clouds, and Everest somewhere there. So I spent at the top of Mount Kala Patthar more than 1 hour, I guess 1 hour and 10 minutes. And probably it's time to go down.
I was a little bit upset due to the weather. I was planning to do sunset photography and maybe night photography, but you know, it is what it is. When I started my way back to Gorak Shep, I was feeling that I have wings. Hiking was so easy.
Actually, I was wrong when I was telling you that that hill is Kala Patthar mountain. I think there is another one behind that one, and that's not visible from here. And that is Kala Patthar mountain top. So good morning. It's 4:10 a.m. and I'm heading to Kala Patthar mountain again for the second time. So I'm still hoping for nice sunrise, maybe with beautiful clouds. Definitely the sky won't be clear and crisp, and there are groups who started already their way to Mount Kala Patthar. But the snow is not deep, of course, just maybe, a couple of inches. Thankfully, there are tours along the way. Yeah, I can see the summit. It's not far away, like maybe 20 minutes.
Well, it was mostly cloudy and the summit of Mount Everest was hidden in clouds. But the landscape has changed so much throughout the night, the whole valley was blanketed in fresh snow. Even though I couldn't see the top of Mount Everest, there was a new perspective of Amadablam, not to mention other gigantic mountains.
Okay, so many people are coming. It's time to go down. How beautiful is that?
After the second ascent to Mount Kala Patthar, I considered myself as acclimatized enough to be able to climb Mount Island Peak, so it's time to descend to Dingboche to recover and to breathe the air with higher oxygen.
So it's time to go downwards to Dingboche. So today I have a rest day and I'm just walking towards Chhukung and maybe farther.
Today I'm staying in Dingboche, and even though I have a rest day, an easy walk is much better for your acclimatization processes than, let's say, sitting in a dining room the whole day. During that day, I also was sorting out with gear rent. That gear is necessary for island peak climbing.
In the afternoon I will meet my guide in Dingboche. We'll discuss some details of the upcoming Island Peak Ascent.
Looking ahead, I will say that I didn't manage to meet with him that day.
So, so I'm walking a bit farther to the east, and there is yet another perspective of Amadablam mountain, and this is my favorite one so far. Namaste, Ashidalek. Hi. So today I'm heading to Chhukung and I will sleep there. I will meet my climbing guide, my climbing Sherpa there, and tomorrow we're gonna go to Island Peak Base Camp. Well, I spent 2 previous nights in Dingboche. Yesterday I had a rest day, and I'm feeling quite fit and good in general.
So I rented these single mountaineering boots, but looking ahead, I want to say that it's way better to have double boots with a removable insulated liner for your Island Peak summit push, simply because double boots are much warmer.
So my backpack now is like 24-25 kilograms, and I will get the rest of gear like harness, figure of 8, Ice Axe helmet, and other things probably in the base camp. But thankfully I will drop all the gear, including this mountaineering boots, in the base camp after the summit push. Oh, I'm actually very happy with my new backpack. This is Deuter Air Contact Light 65 plus 10 liters. First off, because it weighs only 2 kilograms. So this one is pretty lightweight, and there are so many features here that I really love. Like, for example, this pocket here and these pockets with zippers. So it's very convenient to store different stuff here, like, I don't know, your headlamp or your compass, maybe something else. And these pockets are very flexible, so there are many straps here. For example, like this one, maybe this one is good for your GoPro or action camera. Let's move on. Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, don't you know where's Kungri Resort? Kungri Resort. That one. Okay. Thank you. So I'm now in Chhukung. This is my room, and I still didn't meet my guide because he's still not in Chhukung. He's probably somewhere on his way from base camp. Oh, this is nice and beautiful evening. I actually met my guide 2 or 3 hours ago, and he went to Dingboche. And tomorrow at 8 a.m. we're gonna meet in my lodge in Chhukung, and we will head to the base camp. Look at the Lodze, Island Peak. This is so tiny. But it's not actually. And of course, Amada Blam. Beautiful sunset today, and in 60 minutes it's gonna be totally dark, and I will be shooting the Milky Way time lapse because the Milky Way probably is gonna be right over Amada Blam, so it's gonna be interesting. But it's freaking cold now. I think now it's already freezing, like -3, -4. Okay, so I just finished my time lapse. It's 8 p.m. and I need to return back to Chhukung as soon as possible. Oh, it's freaking cold outside. I would say -8. But if you are moving, then it's okay.